the rarest Stoic woman. Today we will embark on a fascinating exploration of the unique universe of Stoic women, true masters of calm, who transform adversities into moments of serenity. This video transcends a simple presentation. It represents an opportunity to unveil an inner strength perhaps still unknown to you. Accept this invitation. Stay with us until the end, absorb every word, and allow yourself to be transformed. Are you ready for this challenge? Let's find out together now. In our everyday lives, where each human being is a unique set of characteristics, stories, and aspirations, one group stands out for its emotional robustness, maturity, and an enigma that urges us to know more. I refer to the Stoic women, beings who break patterns and encourage us to dive into the depth of ancestral knowledge. They are like beacons in the midst of the storm, exemplars of stability, control, and peace, even in the face of the most intense challenges of existence. Now I invite you to visualize meeting a Stoic woman. Her aura is so intense that it transcends the need for words. She defies the conventional with an autonomy not derived from detachment, but from a genuine connection with the core of existence and the fundamentals of Stoicism. Stoicism, a doctrine as timeless as it is relevant, advocating emotional mastery, the allure of a life guided by logic, and the virtue of self-confidence. But what exactly gives these women such a great and admirable magnetism? The answer is both simple and intricate. They have reached an understanding that many still seek: the art of living fully. It's not merely about dodging suffering or incessantly chasing happiness. It's about navigating through the storms of existence with an inner compass adjusted by prudence and logic. In a world that often glorifies the superficial, volatile emotions and the quest for others' approval, Stoic women stand out as examples of an alternative path. A path that encourages introspection, the reassessment of your convictions, and the strengthening of an indestructible inner core. They lead their lives with intention, with a clarity that allows them to face the greatest challenges with admirable serenity. This video is an invitation for you to explore this world, to understand what it means to be a Stoic woman today. Together, let's uncover the mysteries of these remarkable women, understand how they incorporate Stoic precepts into their daily lives, and perhaps inspire us to walk our path with greater wisdom, resilience, and autonomy. So, are you ready to embark on this journey? Diving headfirst into this adventure of self-discovery and exploration, we will explore the legacy of Stoic women, their stories, challenges, and victories. With each step, with each story, you'll realize that behind the apparent serenity, there's a force capable of moving mountains, an indomitable spirit that not only survives but thrives in the face of life's adversities. At the heart of Stoic philosophy, we find a set of characteristics that, while they may seem made of steel and determination, actually weave the essence of what it is to be a Stoic woman. These are not just admirable qualities. They are vital tools for navigating the tumultuous seas of everyday life. Let's dive into self-confidence first. A Stoic woman has an inner compass that guides her, an unwavering certainty in her abilities and values. She doesn't need the noise of the world to know who she is or the worth she possesses. This self-assurance doesn't stem from arrogance, but from deep self-awareness and acceptance. Direct communication is another gem in her arsenal. She speaks with clarity and purpose, without beating around the bush. Her dialogues aren't a maze of half-words or hidden intentions. She says what she means, respecting truth and sincerity, thus facilitating genuine and effective communication. Adaptability reveals her capacity to flow with changes, like water that molds to the container that holds it. In times of turbulence, she adjusts, finds new paths, showing that true strength doesn't lie in rigidity, but in the ability to adapt. Natural leadership emerges from this blend of self-confidence, direct communication, and adaptability. She doesn't lead through power, but by example, inspiring those around her to rise alongside her. Her leadership is a beacon, not a command. Being enigmatic is perhaps one of her most fascinating qualities. There's something about her that goes beyond comprehension, a mystery that isn't a game or a riddle to be solved, but an invitation to look closer, to understand that not everything needs to be revealed to be true. Her aversion to gossip reflects her integrity. She chooses words that build, not destroy. By refusing to participate in conversations that belittle others, she strengthens not only herself, but also the fabric of the community around her. Her non-judgmental approach opens doors and hearts. She listens without rushing to conclude, understands before responding. This ability to embrace without judging makes her a valuable confidant, a true friend. And finally, her strength in the face of adversity is the cornerstone of her essence. She faces storms not with denial of pain, but with acceptance of the struggle, knowing that it is in challenge that one grows, that one learns. These characteristics are not exclusive to Stoic women, they are aspirations for all of us. But in the Stoic woman, we find a shining example of living according to principles that withstand the test of time and circumstance. It's an invitation to reflect on our own lives, on how we can incorporate these qualities into our daily lives, perhaps making us a little more stoic in the process. Do you know the importance of emotional control and self-sufficiency? Imagine walking along an unfamiliar trail, where each step reveals not only the beauty of the landscape, but also its challenges. Now imagine traversing this path with an internal compass, one that guides you through calm and storms. This is the power of emotional control and self-sufficiency, two fundamental pillars of Stoicism that women today are rediscovering and incorporating into their lives as sources of strength and inner serenity. Let's talk about the journey of self-discovery. It's a path that takes us to the deepest part of our being, where we find our true values, far from the noise and expectations of the external world. For women who choose to adopt Stoic lessons, this journey is like an adventure towards inner serenity, a state of peace that is not shaken by life's storms. Now, imagine yourself on any given day, facing the pressures of work, society's expectations, and even those small daily frustrations. In moments like these, emotional control becomes your greatest ally. It allows you to face these situations not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities to practice patience, understanding, and above all, resilience. It's as if, in the midst of chaos, you find an oasis of calm within yourself. And what about self-sufficiency? Well, it's not about isolating yourself or asserting that you don't need anyone. It's about recognizing your own ability to face challenges, make wise decisions, and find contentment within yourself, without constantly relying on the approval or validation of others. That is true freedom. Historical figures like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius were not just philosophers, they were masters in the art of living. Their words, full of wisdom, resonate especially with women today. They teach us about the importance of living according to our own values, not just following the crowd. They inspire us to reflect on our lives, to value the tranquility of the mind, and to seek the greater good, not just for ourselves, but for everyone around us. So, how can we apply these teachings in modern life? It starts with small steps. Every time we choose to respond instead of react, every time we seek to understand before judging, we are practicing Stoicism. We are building an inner fortress that protects us from external storms and guides us towards a fuller and more meaningful life. The truth is that the Stoic journey is not easy. It requires courage, discipline, and above all, honesty with oneself. But for women who venture down this path, the rewards are priceless: serenity, strength, and a deep sense of being at peace with who you truly are. And in this process of self-discovery, emotional control and self-sufficiency emerge not just as tools, but as true gifts for a life lived with purpose and fullness. Let's use an analogy. Imagine yourself walking through a dense and mysterious forest. Around you, life pulsates in countless forms, each with its essence and purpose. In this tangle of life, you encounter different types of trees, each representing a unique feminine personality. There are the imposing and robust ones that dominate the landscape, the alpha women, leaders by nature, whose presence is as striking as that of the great oaks. And then there are the more subtle and flexible ones, the beta women, who, like willows, adapt and flow with the wind, enriching and supporting the environment around them with their grace and resilience. As you move forward, your eyes are drawn to a tree that stands out not for its grandeur or flexibility, but for its calm and constant presence. This tree, firm and majestic, yet in a way that does not clamor for attention, is the Stoic woman. She is like an ancient sequoia, rare, strong, and deeply rooted in the earth. Unlike others, her strength does not come from the need to dominate or conform to others' expectations, but from her unwavering connection to the essence of life and her being. The Stoic woman is not easily perceived by those with superficial glances, for her true beauty and strength lie in the depth of her being. She is like a tree that stands firm against the storms, not because she seeks the sunlight for herself, but because she knows that by being true to herself, she can offer shelter and shade to those who come near her. Her presence is a silent reminder that in the midst of all the turmoil in the forest of life, there is a point of tranquility and inner strength. In this forest metaphor, each type of feminine personality, whether alpha, beta, or stoic, plays a vital role in the diversity and balance of the ecosystem. However, the Stoic woman, like the distinctive tree she represents, teaches us a special lesson: the beauty of silent resilience and depth of character. She shows us that by standing firm in our values and truths, we can face adversity with grace and at the same time be a sanctuary of peace and wisdom for others. So as you imagine this walk through the forest, reflect on the different strengths and beauties that each tree, each woman, brings to the world. And remember that in the infinite diversity of nature, the resilient and tranquil strength of the Stoic woman is a beacon of inspiration, guiding us through the forest of life with serenity and unwavering determination. When we think of Stoic women, what usually comes to mind? Perhaps the first thing is the idea of strength, but not that obvious, visible strength. It's more of an internal strength, a kind of silent power that resonates in every action, in every word. And speaking of words, they don't waste them. Direct communication is like a business card for them. Imagine straightforward conversations where each sentence carries its weight, its value. It's refreshing and at the same time so necessary. But what makes this communication so impactful? Perhaps it's the confidence they carry within themselves. It's not something they shout from the rooftops. It's more of a sparkle in their eyes, a posture that says, "I know who I am." And this self-assurance doesn't come from external praise, but from a deep self-awareness of their abilities and limits. And if life decides to change the script suddenly, well, that's where their adaptability shines. Changes may shake many of us, but Stoic women see in these twists and turns the chance to grow, to evolve. They flow with life like a river that adjusts to the curves of the terrain, always moving forward. This ability to lead by example then comes naturally. It's not that they seek to be in charge. People are naturally drawn to their integrity and how they inspire others, simply by being who they are. And that, my friends, is true leadership, the kind that motivates, that transforms without imposing. Now think of someone who exudes an air of mystery, who leaves you curious, wanting to know more. That's being enigmatic. Stoic women have this aura that makes us want to unravel what lies behind that serenity, that quiet strength. And they have little time for gossip or trivialities. Their focus is on building, on creating something meaningful. This detachment from unimportant conversations is actually an invitation to look at what truly matters in life. Judging others is easy, isn't it? But they choose the more challenging path, to understand and accept. Each of us is on a unique journey with our own challenges and victories. This non-judgmental approach is a powerful reminder of the complexity of the human experience. And when the storms of life come, the strength they show is truly admirable. Every adversity is an opportunity to strengthen, to learn. It's not about avoiding the fall, but about how to rise after it. There's one aspect that many people misunderstand when it comes to Stoicism, especially regarding women who practice this philosophy. Many think that being Stoic means being cold, not feeling. But see, it's precisely the opposite. The balance between emotion and reason is an art, and Stoic women are true artists in this regard. They know that emotions are not enemies, they are signals, messages that, if interpreted correctly, can guide us along wiser paths. Imagine yourself in a complicated situation, one that makes your heart race and your mind whirl. The easy response would be to let a wave of emotions take over, right? But the Stoic woman, oh, she rides that wave. Using her emotional intelligence, she recognizes each emotion for what it truly is. Ah, this is anxiety, she might think, and here's a bit of fear and maybe a hint of excitement. Instead of suppressing these feelings, she accepts them. But accepting doesn't mean being ruled by them. It's more like saying, okay, I'm feeling this now, but what can I learn here? How can this help me make a better decision? And that's where reason comes into play, hand in hand with emotion. This partnership allows her to see the situation from a broader, calmer perspective. Her decisions become balanced, her actions measured. It's not a denial of emotions, but a conscious use of them, integrating them into the thought process in a way that enriches the human experience rather than impoverishing it. This balance brings incredible clarity. When you can manage your emotions, using them along with logic, decisions cease to be about reacting in the heat of the moment and become about responding thoughtfully. And that, my friends, is powerful. It's like having a superpower in the real world, where you're not tossed back and forth by emotional storms, but can navigate through them with a steady hand on the helm. So far from being a suppression, what Stoic women practice is a kind of emotional alchemy. They turn emotions into allies, integrating them with reason, in a way that each decision, each step taken, is richer, more informed, and ultimately more human. It's a reminder that feeling deeply and thinking clearly are not opposites, but complements. And in this balance we find not only the essence of Stoicism, but the key to a fuller, more meaningful life. This balance brings incredible clarity. When you can manage your emotions, using them along with logic, decisions cease to be about reacting in the heat of the moment and become about responding thoughtfully. And that, my friends, is powerful. It's like having a superpower in the real world, where you're not tossed back and forth by emotional storms, but can navigate through them with a steady hand on the helm. So far from being a suppression, what Stoic women practice is a kind of emotional alchemy. They turn emotions into allies, integrating them with reason, in a way that each decision, each step taken, is richer, more informed, and ultimately more human. It's a reminder that feeling deeply and thinking clearly are not opposites, but complements. And in this balance we find not only the essence of Stoicism, but the key to a fuller, more meaningful life. There's one more thing that defines Stoic women well: how they see the world around them, especially in terms of sustainability and minimalism. It's as if they look at life and say, less is more. And no, I'm not just talking about having fewer things. It's about valuing more what really matters. Imagine for a moment the satisfaction of living with the essential, knowing that each object, each choice you make, has a purpose, a reason for being. That's minimalism at the heart of Stoic women. It's not just about decluttering the house, although that's important too. It's about clearing life of excess, of distractions that take us away from what is truly meaningful. And this quest for simplicity goes beyond, influencing everything from small daily decisions to major life choices, including how they consume, work, relate to others, and to the planet. Choosing a sustainable and minimalist lifestyle is a powerful statement in a world that often seems to revolve around more. By embracing sustainable practices, they are saying that every action counts, that every choice has an impact. It's not just about reducing consumption or recycling, although that's part of it. It's about a deeper awareness of our place in the world, about understanding that we are part of something bigger and that our health and well-being are intrinsically linked to the health of our planet. And then comes minimalism, with its focus on the essential. By choosing to live more simply, they are practicing not just a philosophy of life, but a commitment to a more sustainable and meaningful future. Stoic women find more space, more time, more energy for the things that really matter. And isn't it amazing how, by getting rid of material excess, we discover more about ourselves? Suddenly, there's clarity where there was only confusion before. A sense of purpose arises that may have been hidden under piles of things we thought we needed, but that actually only overwhelmed us. This approach to life is not just a matter of physical space, it's a matter of mental space. By embracing minimalism and sustainable practices, Stoic women are, in a way, redefining wealth. It's no longer about having more, but about being more. It's a more focused and intentional life, where every choice, every action, is made with full awareness of its value and its impact. So in the end, what these magnificent Stoic women reveal to us is a way of living that, rooted in ancient times, proves incredibly relevant to contemporary challenges. They encourage us to question what is truly essential in life and teach us that sometimes, to discover these truths, it's necessary to stop accumulating and start simplifying. It's an invitation to experience a fuller and more enriching existence. Moving on to the theme of female resilience in professional environments, we discover that at the core of the lifestyle of many of these Stoic women lies a deep appreciation for sustainability and a passion for minimalism. However, it is important to clarify, when they address minimalism, they are not just referring to the premise of less is more, although that also has its value. It's about immersing oneself in the essence of each thing, about choosing to live where every choice, every act, is imbued with meaning and purpose. This transcends material possession and influences all decisions made, whether on a personal, professional, or even consumer level. The most fascinating thing, by embracing this simplicity, they discover an unprecedented freedom. It's not just about clearing physical spaces, but about simplifying life in a way that makes it lighter and, paradoxically, more fulfilling. This minimalist and sustainable lifestyle becomes a natural manifestation of their philosophy, reflecting the desire to live intentionally, focusing on what is genuinely important. When we transfer this thinking to the professional context, The revelations become even more intriguing. Visualize a work scenario often marked by intense competition and inflexible hierarchical structures. Here, the Stoic woman shines not because she seeks the spotlight, but because her approach to work is, in itself, revolutionary. She incorporates the same Stoic precepts of focus, resilience, and simplicity, focusing on her own achievements and contributions rather than being tied to the actions and assessments of others. If you followed along this far, I understand that you are truly committed to your personal evolution. So, share in the comments. Resilience. We will continue to dedicate ourselves to personal growth and constant development. At the core of the Stoic woman lies a solid commitment to personal evolution and continuous improvement. But what does this really imply in practice? Imagine someone who daily chooses to confront the mirror not only for aesthetic adjustments, but to engage in critical reflection, always seeking ways to surpass their version of the previous day. This commitment to self-improvement is what characterizes the Stoic woman. She does not see personal growth as an item to be checked off and forgotten, but as an endless journey, a path built step by step. For her, each new dawn is a unique opportunity for learning, for getting closer to a slightly wiser, more resilient and complete version of herself. The continuous process of learning transcends mere acquisition of new skills or knowledge. It's about intensifying self-awareness, understanding the world around, and how individual actions can positively impact oneself and the collective. And the most interesting part? She sees each experience, each challenge, each setback, not as an obstacle, but as a precious chance for growth. That promotion not received, that project not realized, even moments of doubt and uncertainty are seen as fuels for her journey of personal development. The Stoic woman understands that the path to moral excellence is paved not only by resounding successes, but also by small achievements, arduous learnings, and the courage to rise after every fall. In this process, she not only strengthens herself, but also contributes more significantly to society. By becoming the best version of herself, she emerges as a source of inspiration, a living model of how to face life with elegance, courage, and a healthy dose of Stoic wisdom. Thank you for joining us on this exploration. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. See you soon.